Hi friends, welcome back to my channel and today's video. So the Swedish word of the day is gonna be confess, which is in Swedish erkänna. Erkänna. So if you have not seen the confession tapes on Netflix, you need to do so. They are so good. So basically what this series is that they interrogate a lot of people, different people, and they kind of interrogate them for such a long time, and they convince them that they have committed a crime that they have not, and then they have been sentenced to jail. And it's really good to watch these and kind of see that, oh my god, this is bizarre. And they have a new season and I cannot wait to watch it. Love it. But that has nothing to do with today's video. I'm just so excited, so I had to say it. Today I'm gonna rank all of my blush tribe palettes, and I'm excited. So previously I have ranked my Anastasia palette, oh my god, I have dust flying around. We are in vacation mood here in my apartment. I'm going on vacation tomorrow. When you see this, I might even, my vacation might even be done. Anyway, I have ranked all of my ABH palettes, I've ranked all of my Juvias Place palettes, and all of my Colourpop palettes. So today I'm gonna rank all my blush tribe palettes, and then lastly I'm gonna rank all of my Morphe palettes. So usually I start from the bottom and then I work my way up. Not today. Not today. And that is because, as you guys know, I have a collaboration with Blush Tribe. I have gotten the honor of doing a collaboration with them and doing a palette, which is this one. This is available for pre-order if you did want to go ahead and purchase it. I'll have a little link down below. I always have a link down below, and you can use my code, which is Paulina Beauty 10. That will give you 10% off. I don't earn a single penny, but I just had to say that, of course, this is going to be my number one, so I just felt like it's pretty obvious that this is going to be my number one favorite palette from Blush Tribe, so I thought that I would just go from the top to the bottom. And I have, let me see here, I have, I'm not going to show you them because I have them in order, but I have six Blush Tribe palettes. I bought kind of all of the ones that they came out with in the beginning, and then they just pumped out palettes like this. So I have actually not purchased any one of their new palettes because I have tried to cut back a little bit. That doesn't mean that I don't appreciate the palettes or think that the palettes are beautiful. I just had to say that because people can get it twisted. Anyway, let's begin. So as I said, the Paulina palette is my favorite. For obvious reasons. It comes like this, and you do get 3 shimmers right here, and then the rest are mattes. This is a color story of a green, purple, and pink palette, which is my 3 favorite shades when it comes to eyeshadows. I just adore this palette, and I wanted to do a palette for everyone who's not afraid of colors. And if you are afraid of colors, you can of course mix and match this palette with other palettes as well. You can use some of your neutrals, and then you can do a pop of this or a pop of this, or you know, whatever you want. This is sort of my dream palette, and I just love it. As I said, it is for obvious reasons. So I'm not gonna talk too much about it, but it is my favorite Blush Tribe palette. My second favorite is, I don't really care about makeup. I'm a natural beauty. Goseprutten. I don't think that you would suspect this. Oh my god. I don't think you would oh my god. As I was saying, I don't think that you would suspect this to be my second favorite, but it is, and that is the Hasina palette. I don't know if you followed me back then, but when this palette was revealed, I waited and waited. I could not keep my pants on. No, you're not supposed to say that. I don't know how to, the correct term, but I was just so excited for the palette, and it finally got to me, and I just love this color story. As I've said before, I think that the one dud, or how to say it, like the one, you know, curly hair, you have hair all over. The one thing that makes me not really pull for this is that the background here is white. I know that that is so silly, but when it comes to makeup and makeup releases these days, we have so many palettes. I don't know if I have published that yet, but I recently did my makeup collection, no, my eyeshadow palette collection video and declutter, and I have so many palettes, so I think that that might be a reason why I don't really pull for this. But I do, I love this color story. It is sort of like a rainbow palette, but it gives you so many more options. It's not really a rainbow palette, but it kinda is. And I just think that this row right down here is absolutely beautiful. So this palette has my heart. Third favorite is the Hasina 2 palette. So as I said, this is the Hasina 2 palette. I keep all of my slips for my palette, except for my Paulina palette, because I asked if my mom wanted a palette and she was like, no, I'm not gonna use those shades, but I would like the palette just for, to see you on it. So I gave her the slip. She was gonna frame it, she said, but I know her, she has not done it. This is what the Hasina 2 palette looks like, and this is a beautiful, beautiful palette. It has the perfect color story of like red, no, do you see a single red here? I'm tired. This has the perfect color story with greens, blues, and purples in it. It is just phenomenal. I think that this shade Re is such a unique color. It's absolutely gorgeous. You do have all of these shades right here are shimmers. I also love the fact that she included a black. One thing I would add to this palette is a deep blue, because kind of you only have these blue shades. So this is a shimmer, and then this is a, as you can see, pretty light blue. So that is the one thing I would add. But this shade is just so beautiful on its own, and the shimmers are really, really nice. So it kind of just comes down to the color story, not the quality. The quality of these palettes, in my personal opinion, are some of my favorite. If you swatch them, they are smooth. They are very, very creamy, and you can kind of feel how smooth they are, versus my fourth favorite, which is the Fall Fusion palette. These shades are tighter packed, the same as my shades. They are also tighter packed. Not all of them, but some of them. When you touch these, they are drier, which you can kind of get the feeling of, but that doesn't mean anything. It kind of just means that how they feel, but it doesn't say anything about the quality of the shades. This palette is close to my heart because Salma actually asked me about this palette. So she actually sent me some DMs and we talked a little bit about this palette. This was not how the palette was originally going to look like. So she asked me a little bit and I gave my input and everything, and she thought that I had, she considered my feedback and my input, and she thought I was correct. So she asked me very, very kindly if she could mention or name a shade after me, and I was like, of course, bitch, like, why even ask? Like, name all of the shades after me, like, I don't mind, of course. So this shade is my shade, which I also put in my Paulina palette. So you can see that this is sort of that beautiful fall palette that is divided by cool tones and warm tones. You have these that are cool tones, and then you have these that are warmer tones. The one shade I don't like is this one, and then this is, you need to work a little bit with this one to make it work, but I think that all of these are very, very beautiful, and they look stunning on the eyes. But the one thing why it is on the on the fourth place is because of the fact that I don't really use a lot of warmer tones, so that's why. Almost last place, so on fifth place, we have the Blossom palette. This is the first palette I ever bought from Blush Tribe, and I gave it a glowing review, and now you can see that it's sort of at the bottom. So I would say that I did not have a lot of knowledge about a lot of colorful shades, and then also a lot of pastels. Some of these shades aren't as good as some of my other pastels or some of the other shades I have tried from the brand, so I don't think that this palette is up to par with their quality nowadays. However, these two shades are freaking phenomenal. I love and adore these two, and every time I see this palette I want to use these two because they are, as I said, they're so phenomenal, and they are just, I don't even know how to describe it, but they're just so freaking good. I think that they are fantastic. I kind of say the same thing, like phenomenal, gorgeous, perfect, whatever. Like, I say the same words. I have changed my mind about this. As I said, when I did my review, I didn't lie, but I have changed my mind about this palette now. And then on last place, I have the Malika palette, which looks like this. I don't dislike this palette. I think that this is a really beautiful palette, and I would like to pull this out to use for like work and such, because it is a very beautiful but still appropriate palette, but it is a colorful appropriate palette, if you know what I mean. Like, you could do a lot of wearable looks, or you get the gist of it. Like, I don't like the term wearable, but I don't really know which other word I would use, but a little bit more toned down looks, a little bit not like neon greens and like strong Smurf blues. You could use this for that. So you get a lot of rosy tones, you get a lot of reds, you get some oranges, and then you get some browns with a hint of pink in them. All of these are like super duper pigmented, and you do have 3 shimmers. Again, don't dislike this palette. I don't. I think that this is a really, really good palette, but something had to come in second place, or in last place, and it had to be this palette. Such a shame, but it is the way it is. I still like the quality of the brand and the palette. But that was actually all from me today, so I do hope you liked this little video. If you did, please give me a little thumbs up. If you didn't, please give me a thumbs down. If you are new here, I would love it if you would subscribe. That really helps me out a lot. So yeah, I'll see you in my next video. Bye!